and welcome to Creatives Get Real. I'm Roben-Marie Smith.
And I'm Sandi Keene, and these are real conversations about the creative life. Hey, Robin.
How's it going?
It's going good. So this is a topic that you and I deal with every day.
We do.
Our topic, we'll tell them first. So usually we make them wait. We'll handle that right now. It's a question that you and I both get all the time, which is hobby versus business.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take my hobby and turn it into a business? And it's a question that a lot of people are asking.
Yes. And it's important to consider so many different things before you make that decision.
Absolutely. And they're coming to me from a coaching standpoint to make decisions, and they're coming to you from a technical, how do I do all these things that go into making a business?
Yep.
So we're approaching this the same but differently, which is really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's how we're doing it, right?
Yeah, that's how we do everything. So that's awesome. So let's start with talking about the pros and cons of turning your hobby, your passion, your love of art into a business. So I'm going to let you choose. Do you want to start with the pros or do you want to start with the cons?
Well, my con list is probably a little higher or a little bit longer than the pros because there's just so many little things to think about. This is one of those things where someone says, do you want the good news or the bad news first? I go, give me the bad news, please. Give me the bad news. So let's start with the cons.
Okay. Well, like you, my con list was A, easier to make, and B, longer to the point where I thought, okay, this is ridiculous. No one's going to want a business. Well, have to listen to me.
Hey, we're being real here.
We're being very real.
There's the good, bad, and the ugly on all of it. And so we just want to present that to you guys so that you can really see what kind of things you're going to be going through as far as considering and what will be results of that. So we're just going to keep it real here on that.
Yeah, I think that we want to demystify it and we want to de-glamorize it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because if you find some glamour, please share it with me.
It's really hard work, but it is worth it. I mean, I'm not going to say I have any regrets. Would I do things a little differently? Sure, but that just comes with experience and comes with knowledge. And things change so much in the business anyway. And we're talking about, not starting a daycare here. We're starting an art business.
An art business, yeah.
And even within that area, things are different. Whether it's you're going to be a gallery artist and sell in a gallery, that's very different. I don't really have any experience in that department. This is a little bit different. So we're approaching this from our perspective.
Right.
And a lot of you who are in our audience are going to be listening for. So, but yes, there's the good and the bad. So we're going to share it all with you.
Okay. Well, let's start. My first one, and these are in no order. They're just, how I thought of them. And this might be my biggest one, actually. Oh. When you start doing your art as a business, you are now an artist and a business person.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't be just an artist anymore. Mm-hmm. And a business person, wow, it's big. Mm-hmm. And it uses a different side of the brain than your art does.
Yes, it does, which I like that side of my brain. I use that a lot anyway. I kind of go back and forth, but you're right. And unless you end that business for some reason, you literally are. You're thinking about the business side as well as the art and the creative side. And let's just be real here. As a business, an art business, you're not in your studio every single day creating art. In fact, I've had weeks and weeks go by where I was never even in there. Oh my gosh, and should I confess? Probably even months where the business was just so overwhelming as far as the business part of it.
Right.
And again, it all depends. I mean, I was running 2 stores at the time. That was a lot of business type of work. But we don't sit in our studio every day, all day, just creating art.
Right.
We just don't. It's not. Even when did I even do that before it was a business? I don't know. Probably not, but you know what I mean. Yes, I could have. That's right.
You had the ability to do that where you don't now. So you really do, I feel, very split in half.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can be left brain. I have, no problem going there. But But I'm married to an engineer, so I've had lots of experience with
Yes.
brain stuff. We'll make a list, make a chart.
There you go.
Let's diagram this out.
Oh, and you guys are really good at that too.
We've had a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever whiteboarded you?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Not waterboarding, whiteboarding. Totally different. Get out the whiteboard, and it's about the size. What is it? Like, I don't know, 16 by 12? No, it's not that big. Yep. We're going to put it all on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's literally about 4 feet by 4 feet. I mean, it's big.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, I have people that come to me and say, "Can you whiteboard me?" Which might be a different podcast. So let's get back to
Yeah. Okay.
our
Let's.
topic. Okay. So yes, you have to split in half. Okay. Number 2, which is kind of the same thing. There is much less time for your art.
Yep. That's
and,
right. Mm-hmm.
And you don't get to create as much. And it's just not the same.
Yeah. Well, and I think that there's a little bit of course, this would probably be one of my numbers, but there's that little bit of a pressure. There's more pressure on you.
Yes.
So, for instance, if you're creating in your business and you're doing commission work, and that's your revenue generator, there's a pressure there that you want to please the customer, you want to do a good job, you're on a deadline, you're on a timeline, versus if you were just going into your studio to create for you.
Mm-hmm.
And just, you can't create on a schedule. It's very difficult, at least for me, or under pressure. Some people can, I think, but it's hard for me to do that. If I know I have to do something within a certain period of time, I mean, the creativity comes when it comes.
Right.
And sometimes it's not there for whatever reason, and then sometimes it is, and then you just want to maximize that. But what if I have other business things that have to get done? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's that real split in there with that too.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that is on my list, which is you have to work on demand.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. It's very difficult to work on demand.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you have deadlines or commissions or just commitments, and it's like, okay, I have to do this today.
Right.
Well, I'm not feeling it. Well, too bad.
Too bad. Exactly.
And you have that whole conversation with yourself, good guy, bad guy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'll share one of mine. One of my cons is, and this is my biggest, absolute biggest, is the bookkeeping. I'm not a numbers person. In fact, I don't like looking at the numbers, don't want to deal with the numbers, and it's been that has been a super big struggle from the get-go. Funny story, when we first started the business, we, not initially, but within a few years, we decided we needed to incorporate.
And we means you.
My husband and I, yes, my husband and I, sorry. And so we decided we needed to get an accountant and start the process of becoming an LLC, which, guys, there's definitely these kinds of things that you need to consider. Mm-hmm. And because of the size of the business, we knew that it would benefit us not only financially, but it would protect us as well.
Right.
And so we did that, and I'm a Mac user. I use my Mac. I care nothing about using a PC, and the accountant pretty much told me that I had to start using whatever the software was, and it was on a PC. And I basically said, well, then we're just going to find a new accountant, because I'm not doing that. I mean, it was just like, you could just see my husband even looked at me, and he could just see my whole demeanor just completely change. Like, this is not good, but it's been a struggle. We've figured things out as we went, but I never looked forward to the monthly bookkeeping. In fact, I detest it. And it's part of being a business owner, whether you do some of it yourself, whether you outsource it. I mean, I have to do some of the things because I'm the one that has my thumbs, my pulse, my fingers on the pulse of the business. I know what everything is and what's going out and what's coming in. So I've had to do that. But the accountant helped in that department. And fortunately, my husband's really good with the numbers, and he's been a big help to me. But the bookkeeping and keeping up with the taxes and all of that stuff is definitely a con in my book.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Luckily, my husband enjoys that kind of stuff, so he does it for me. So that's great. I do not want... I do not want to handle that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And when tax time comes, I just, go out and bake and buy cookies for him and
Yeah.
whatever I can do. Thanks, sweetie.
Exactly. Thank you so much for taking this off my hands. But but it's a real thing. I mean, it's definitely, and there's different things too to consider whether you're in the United States or you're not. Your tax laws and things are different depending on where you are. So, those are things that you need to research and look into and consider when you're doing that.
Yeah, but it is a big deal.
Yep.
Okay, my next one is that you have to buy business supplies, equipment, and continuing education.
Okay, so these are all mine too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't mind the continuing education. I kind of do like that for me.
It depends on the topic.
It depends on the topic, yeah. But you do. It's funny that you said that because when you're maintaining a store, let's say, and you're selling your art and you're filling orders on a regular basis, which I've been there, you've been there, you need to make sure that you have packing tape and you have envelopes and you have printer paper. I don't know how many times I've run out of printer paper. Really? How do you run out of printer paper? So it's things like that you're also the office manager. And you're keeping track of the inventory of the supplies that you need.
Right. And
you also have to put those supplies somewhere. So when you're running a business, depending on the nature of your business, if you're selling a physical product, you have to store those items somewhere. The items you're selling and or your supplies to ship those items as well. So go a little in more detail about the equipment, because the equipment, you have to keep up with that as well.
Yeah, that can be expensive. The first thing I bought was a Mac. I needed to switch from a PC to a Mac, so I did. And then there were things like cameras. I needed a good camera where I could, record video on. I needed a boom to hold it. And it was just like this list kept going on and on. And for a while, I'll be honest, every penny plus more that I made on anything that I sold went right back into the business to buy the equipment that I did not have.
Right.
I mean, I started out with an iPhone. That's literally all I had.
Right.
And, it took me about 5 seconds to figure out this is not enough.
Or, it's going to be harder to, you can manage with some things, but it might make things much more difficult for you. And I remember, I think I remember early on the camera and an extra battery. And it's like, absolutely make sure you have an extra battery.
Right.
And because you're going to run that battery out. And then you need to have one charge that's ready to go so there's little things that you don't always think about.
SD cards.
You got to have more than one, and 64 gigs or higher if you can do it, 120. So little things, but you don't have to have all of them at the exact moment that you start. Don't let that inhibit you, but there are expenses that you do have in starting a business, for sure. Yeah. And a good scanner, depending on what kind of work you're going to be doing, and or whether you're outsourcing some of that to, researching. You got to research those things as well to find out what's available to you that you can use as well.
And then there's learning softwares. Like I had to learn iMovie, and I know a lot of people have moved to Final Cut Pro, and I haven't because I barely can make it through iMovie. Again, my bumbling tech.
Well, and there are other software applications out there too. So I think this question was asked of me the other day in my my group. It's called Makers Tech U, where I do a lot of teaching and helping artists with the tech part of running their business or getting their art out into the world, whether it's that's through video or whatever. And she asked me if I was, what software are you using? I said, well, I use a couple different things depending on what my need is. But I have my system down in iMovie. My system is down. I'm quick. I'm fast at it. And I can make it work for me. Now, I have ventured out into learning some other things depending on what I want to do. But don't think you have to have the most cutting edge, complicated, expensive software, because you don't.
Right.
But even the software you're using updates, and then you'll learn whatever those updates are. So you do have to log in and schedule time to continually learn the equipment and the things that you're using.
Or for me with iMovie, because I don't use it that often, I don't have to learn new stuff. I have to relearn old stuff. It's like, how do I do that again?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that too.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Decision making. There is so much decision making.
Yep.
And if you're not a decisive person,
yeah,
that could take a while.
Well, yes. And if you're alone in your business, it's hard to make certain decisions. You don't know. I've done some research on this topic. Is this the right decision for me? I'm not really sure. If you don't really know what your options are out there, sometimes it can be very difficult. Say, well, this might be the way to go. Or, I don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, decision making in all aspects of your business really can be difficult.
Yeah. Especially like you said, when you're creating and being a business in a void.
Yeah.
It's just you.
Right.
So being a part of some sort of community is really important. So you get some help and advice. And
right.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why I started Makers Tech U, because I've been down the road. I've made the mistakes. I like to keep up with whatever the latest software is and things like that. And it's great when you can have a place that you can go and just say, hey, here, I got this question. I'm trying to figure this out. What do you think? Can you help me? Whether it's there or whether it's in a Facebook group, if you're part of an overall group where people have had it, they've got businesses or whatever. Reading blog posts, reading articles, listening to podcasts, much like this one, where there's those that have gone before that can offer some advice. Right. And then you just take that information and decide, okay, how does this apply to me? Because there's no one cookie cutter answer for everybody.
Exactly. I think it's really interesting that what we've done is we've both created businesses out of what we have done for each other.
Yeah.
Because, if I had a tech question, you were the first person I texted, called, begged, cried to. And if you had a coaching issue, I was the first person, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Arrogant here. Before you were even coaching, yes, absolutely.
I'm always coaching. I just finally put a name to it.
There you go.
It used to be the bossy friend.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I think it's interesting that we've done that because it is so difficult to go through it alone and make those decisions. It's so nice to have someone that you can go to immediately. So do you have any more cons? Because that was a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that there's more. But no, I think that was a great list.
Yeah, we'll stop there because otherwise we'll hear the weeping.
I don't know. Should we have started with the pros? We're going to end on a high note, folks.
There we go. Because there are pros.
There is, absolutely. But we just want to be real and share with you that, there are some things to consider.
Yes,
and there are times when it's not easy. Have there been times when we both have said, what did I get myself into?
Yes.
Yes, we have. And your business is going to change and it's going to transition.
As you do.
Yes. And you'll make different decisions. So, okay, so let's go in. This is me. I'm rubbing my hands together. Okay. What are the pros?
Bring the good stuff. Okay, this I think is the number one.
Okay.
We'll see if you agree. You work for yourself and you the boss.
Ah, yeah.
Is that your favorite?
I love that one. Yeah. So if I want to stay in my pajamas, or I want to start my work day at 1 PM, or if I don't want to work at all, there is, and I feel like I'm suited to be my own boss, to be somebody who does work independent. I have had a job, much like you have as well, where we've been in the corporate world, we've worked, and it was so restraining and so
non-creative.
It was not creative. And I love being able to make decisions and be, have that freedom. Still a lot of responsibility, and you're still responsible because you've got that business. People are counting on you, but it's a lot different when you get to make those decisions. Because the thing is, that's a pro. The flip side of that a little is that you will work harder for yourself than you will for someone else.
That is true.
And so you might find yourself putting in more hours. And so there is a balance. You got to find that balance. But absolutely, working for yourself, making your own decisions. And how many times have you said to me, you're the boss. You get to decide. Really, I forget that sometimes, Yeah, it's true.
It is true. That is my favorite part of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you get to make money and make a living or a part-time living by doing what you like.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yay. Bringing in the bacon. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's cool when somebody else when they sign up for your class or they buy that journal from you and they love it and you've touched them. I mean, how many times have you gotten emails from students or from customers and they're just like, you don't even realize what you've done for them or the impact you've had. And that to me is a pro right there.
Absolutely.
Because you're sharing your love for something that you enjoy doing with someone else and helping them reach a goal and you don't even realize it. The messages that I know that I've gotten over the years and you just go, wow, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. And it's super rewarding.
Yeah.
To do what you love, impact others, and enjoy it at the same time.
And that's the motivation, I think, that gets us through, like when the taxes are due.
Absolutely.
And you're dying.
Yes.
You just remember back to those emails, like you said, of people who are really, really enjoying what you're doing.
Yep.
Okay, so how cool is it to see your art or your idea come to fruition and you have a product or a piece or something tangible in your hands where it left your brain, went through your hands, and now it's a thing.
It's cool.
That is very cool.
It is. Yeah, because, there are the times when it doesn't, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you go, okay, that's crap. That didn't work. I don't know. Whatever was in my head, that's not what it was. It definitely did not work. But sure, when you're... It's when you go into the studio and you're creating and your mind is working, your hands are working, and you just suddenly, and then you go, whoa, where did that come from? I love those moments.
Yes.
Or you've gained more confidence in the work that you're doing and whatever it is you're learning, like with the watercolor, and you just keep seeing that progression and you're just like, wow. And then when you post it and someone's like, can I buy that? And you're like, really? It's just a great feeling.
It is a great feeling. I love that. Yes. That helps so much.
Yep.
Opportunities. Exciting opportunities that come your way. The email button goes off and you look and it's someone that you really admire.
Yep.
And there's some really cool opportunity. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Like, tell me about one of your favorite ones.
Oh, my goodness. In the recent past was going to Belgium and teaching in Belgium. I had never taught internationally. I hadn't taught in a while in person. It had been a little while. And I was a little nervous because, I'm thinking, okay, what's the language barrier going to be? What is the social norm barrier going to be? What's this going to be like? It's a long way to go. And I had the best time. It was awesome. My husband got to go with me. That's one of the other perks, guys, of a business is if you have a spouse or you have children, they can go with you. And if they help you and they're part of that, hey, tax deduction, hello. It's awesome. So my husband got to go. It was just great. I loved it. And
that's so cool.
And those are opportunities. There's the publishing opportunities, getting your work in a magazine or a book. How about you?
Mine are smaller than yours, but that's all right. They still count.
Yes.
I think my favorite is doing collaborations with someone and then becoming friends, and that relationship, becomes something that's really important in your life.
Yes.
That's awesome for me. Yeah, I think that's probably, though I do love seeing an idea that I've sketched and now it's a stamp or it's a card or it's a class. Yep. That's really cool too.
Yeah, it is.
All right. How about being a member of an industry?
Like an influencer.
Yeah, exactly like an influencer.
Yeah.
Be that small or be that large.
Sure. Yeah.
But we both had the experience at the same time of influencing an industry.
Yeah.
And good ways and bad ways.
Yes. Unbeknownst to us what that was going to turn into.
Right. Doing the Documented Life Project. And there were really good things that came from that. But then there were some difficult things that came from that as well. And we won't go into all of that. But let's just say that one of the cons, too, is that sometimes your ideas are stolen. And that's something that all artists have to deal with.
Yeah.
And that can be difficult.
Yeah. Because, if you know it's potentially something that could happen, I think don't be shocked.
Because it is going to happen.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Someone will either steal your idea, they'll steal your exact artwork and repost it with their name on it.
Yeah, which is really like, what?
Like, dude, that's mine. I don't care.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of go to the con, but that's really sharing, whether you're a business or not.
Right.
But yes, I agree. The opportunities that come up, the relationships that you can form, there's a lot of reward in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember when we were doing Documented Live Project, and one of our jobs was to find the featured artist of the week. And we got to reach out to people that we admired, talk to them, have them be a part of it, and some of them retain friendships with.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember making that list of like, if you could pick anybody, who would it be? And you write them down, and then you're like, oh, she said yes!
I know. And we'd be all excited. We'd be texting each other, guess who said yes? We'd be like, yeah, right.
A little starstruck there. That was cool, though.
Yeah, it was.
And then to become friends with some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was awesome. Okay,
what's next?
Supplies are tax deductible.
Yeah, sister. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
Yeah, so that is nice. And bad, too.
Yes, it is.
I might push it too far.
Yeah, which goes back, too, to what I just said about travel. There are definitely things that there are those perks for sure. Supplies, tax deductible, some travel, depending on how your business is situated or set up. But yeah, absolutely. And that's nice. I mean,
it is nice, especially when you have your eye on something like I just did.
Prima watercolor.
Yeah, a little watercolor palette. And I'm like, wow, it's tax deductible.
Did you not listen to the FOMO episode?
I am the FOMO episode.
Okay. All right. You guys will have to go back and listen.
Yeah, if you haven't heard that one. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Can you think of any? That's most of my list.
Yeah,
Can you think of anything else?
I think that's pretty comprehensive. I think rolled into one, we talked about being your own boss. And I think the freedom and flexibility. Now, I'm not going to glamorize it and say that it's always easy, because it's not. I mean, there are definitely times when it's kind of hard, running a business.
Right.
The things that you don't enjoy, that's a given. But it can be at times where you might reach a point where you say, okay, I got to make some decisions. And this might be a good time, too, to bring this up, because this is something that I was dealing with last year. Was last summer, this time of the year, I had made the decision early on, but I had decided to close my 2 online stores.
Right.
And you had said something to me that was really impactful, and it was, is your business fitting into your life, or is your life fitting into your business? And the answer was, my life was fitting into my business, and it was becoming where it was really kind of running things, and I needed to make a switch. So I think it's important to consider, what do you want out of it? If you're thinking about going into it, what is it that you want? How do you want that to look? Because Sandi and I are in different places in our business. I started my business back in 2004. Right. Some of you listening might be brand new and you're just really getting started. And this is going to be a revenue generator for you. This is your business, and you want this to be your full-time thing. And so your priorities are going to be a little bit different than they are for us right now.
Right.
So there's a lot of things to consider as you're investing and you're growing and you're considering. But I think it's important to always think about your life, your business fitting into your life. Did I get that right?
You did.
Okay.
Yes.
I tend to be dyslexic when it comes to things like that. Yeah, turn left and then I'm pointing right. Yes, make sure that, you're always considering, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let, I've got to make the business grow and I've got to do this, this, and this at the detriment of the other things in your life, your personal and important things that are important to you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about balance. It's that B word again.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard.
Yep.
And you're really struggling to find that balance.
Yep.
Okay, so let's say that there's people out there that are considering this, and they said to you, I'm thinking about starting a business, what's the first thing or the most important thing I should start thinking about? What would you say?
Yeah, and there's a lot, but I would say number one would be, what is it that you want to sell? What is it you want to offer? Is it a service? Is it a tangible product? Is it a digital product? Is it, courses? What is it that you are passionate about and that you love? Because if you're not passionate about it and you don't love it, it's going to be really hard to show up and have that be your business.
You sounded just like a coach.
Oh my
there.
gosh!
That was good. That was awesome. It is so funny that your answer is coaching and my answer is tech.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
We've switched. Something weird just happened.
That is odd.
Because my answer is build an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're not sure yet and you're deciding, the first thing you can do is start building that audience. And that's about social media. It really is. That's the only way that we build audiences today.
Yeah.
And that's about getting out there, finding your platform, getting on it, and start just shouting. Here I am. I'm passionate about this, and finding that message that you want. So build an audience and make decisions.
Awesome.
Great answers from the wrong people.
The opposites. We've switched. We're opposites today. So
that's weird, but cool.
Yeah.
So let's just talk real briefly about the kinds of businesses that you can have. So let's just ping pong it back and forth. So you go first.
Online courses.
My favorite. Yes.
Love it.
Physical product. That can mean anything. Stamps, journals, art cards.
Your handmade art. Yes.
Tote bags, you name it.
Yep. It's still in the digital realm, courses are, but digital, a downloadable product, something that's digital, that can be printed out and then used as well.
A font could be
absolutely
in that list too. Writing books, whether they're ebooks.
Good,
in your handbooks.
That's a good one.
Self-published, going with a publisher.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you think of another one?
How about your experience, like with what you do with coaching?
And you do.
Well, this is true. I do. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
We both do it.
I'm a little forgetful these days. Yeah, we both do. It's sharing your knowledge in a way that's a little bit different, whether that's through doing a coaching call and I do that too. I guess you're right. I do take calls and help with the tech side of things to figure out, where someone is and what they need and where, what that might look like. So that is an option as well. And you may feel like, well, I'm not there yet, but that doesn't mean you won't get there.
Right.
So so that's a definite option too.
And then I would think commissions. Someone wants you to make something or paint something for them, and they give you the parameters under which you must work.
Yes, with deadlines.
Yes.
And yes, that's not my jam. It's a little stressful to me. Yeah, but that's another one.
Yeah,
great.
It is.
Commissions.
Can you think of any others? Those are the biggies.
Yeah, I mean, other than probably, I think a fine artist would be out there, gallery type work. That's a kind of another level, I think. That's not something that I've done or aspire to, but it is absolutely something, on another level of a gallery artist that's, out there selling their work, doing shows, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. I just thought of retreats. Now that's something that we both have enjoyed and have talked about.
And it's a nice combination too. It's bringing together the teaching rather than online. It's bringing it together in a live format. It could be sharing various knowledge as well as the art, and also pulling together sort of that collaborative feel that we've talked about before.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a cool one. And that's all I can think of.
Yeah, me too. Those are good though. That's a lot.
Yeah. So you've been in business.
Yeah, it was like 2003, 2004.
So 15 years.
Yeah, a while. Things have changed so much. Yeah.
And I've been in business like 5 years.
But you've been in the industry for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, in parts of it. So, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we have a lot of experience between the two of us, good and bad.
True that.
True that. My son says that. True that. Okay, guys. I think that's the end.
All right. well, reach out and let us know if you ever have any questions. We thank you so much. If you are so inclined, we love to hear from you and see reviews. You can leave those on iTunes for us. We really, really appreciate it.
And we read every one, and we usually send it to each other. Hey, did you see this one?
Because we get so excited.
We do.
Yeah, we do. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Creatives Get Real.
We sure appreciate all your support.
And you can find me at sandikeene.com and my teaching site, popupartclasses.com.
And you can find me at robenmarie.com and my classes at robenmariestudio.com.